What is up, friends? We're having a look in the garden. I thought I'd just share where we're at. I like this stage of growth. Once things kind of get established, it's really maintenance free. There's not a lot that you need to do. My pH over the last 6 days is really stabilized. So it's just hanging around that 5.8 to 5.9. I've been checking it every couple of days, which is great. And that's what I find is pH fluctuation seems to happen when I mix new nutrients, and then it seems to rise a bit, and then I do another balance. Maybe it'll rise again, and then by the third time that I balance it, it seems to really stabilize at that point. My strength, my nutrient solution strength, is hanging around between 375 parts per million up to a little over 400. I'm going to monitor that, make sure it doesn't concentrate and get too strong, but for the most part that's doing well. Doesn't need much maintenance. And I'm going to, on that note, I'm going to keep this nutrient solution in here for a week, 2 weeks. I don't have any plans of removing it just yet, but eventually, maybe I'll in a week or two from now, I'll consider putting some fresh nutrients in there, but depending on how the plants look. The main thing that I'm doing is actually just adding 30 mils of UC roots every 2 to 3 days, just to keep my nutrient solution sanitized. So, just so I don't have any issues. There was a question, I got an email from a grower just speaking to this topic, and wondering, does UC roots eliminate or will it make an environment so you cannot get root rot? And my understanding is that's exactly what it's doing, is we won't get root rot. Root rot is a fungi or a pathogen that occurs when conditions are correct. By having a sanitized environment, those conditions are not met. So, it doesn't mean that the plants are completely bulletproof, but you're definitely not giving other things that can grow and cause problems the opportunity because it's sanitized. So that's all I'm really doing in the tent. I'll have a look. I'll just show you the roots, what they're looking like. And at some point here, I think we should do a root prune. And that's just going to help, instead of having one dangly root that goes down, which there's nothing wrong with that. But if we trim that main root, then that's going to, just like, kind of similar to your canopy, when you top a plant, it creates a more lateral growth, and that's going to happen on the roots as well. But the plants are looking healthy, and I don't really want to mess with them just yet. So we'll just wait till the plant and the roots get a little bit bigger before we do that. So let me show you those roots and you'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah, if I have a look at the roots, looking pretty good. Water's bubbling away. No issues at all. And what's interesting is, if we wanted, we could almost completely trim those roots, and the plant would probably continue to grow. We can play around with that maybe at some time in the future to show you what I mean. I've had plants where I've had root rot, and I fought with it, and I tried to wash the roots and do all these types of things. And one of the things I realized is I could just totally snip the roots off completely. The plant doesn't want to die. It still had roots in the hydro plug, and those roots just emerged again. So it was more of a pause. I lost some leaves up top because there was an imbalance between what the plant had versus what the roots were able to function together. But anyway, we'll look at that in the future perhaps, but everything is good in the garden. So except for this. This is new. I checked my hydro buckets yesterday and there was no bubbling happening whatsoever to the air stone, and my cat had decided to chew up the airlines. So I haven't had that happen before, but you know, check your plans every couple of days for sure. Don't let it go too long because you never know what's going to happen. And you know, we want to make it to harvest, but yeah, what a thing, hey? Buddy helping me out. So, all right, peace, guys. We'll see you again another day.